All right, guys, so today we're here with one of our clients. This is Paul Cantor, mortgage lender extraordinaire. If you need a mortgage, holla at your boy. Today I'm gonna be doing a behind the scenes showing you guys how to properly run a shoot with a client. So this is what we call more like a talking head video here in our studio. So I'm actually just gonna be feeding Paul the lines directly and allowing him to do it in segments. So what you don't want is a client just going off and having to rumble, just giving them direction. I think this actually helps with the editing process as well too, because you can clearly hear the producer and videographer off camera kind of talking through things and lets you know as the editor where you need to be cutting. So we're gonna get rolling on this. All right, so we start with your story. So to give you a quick summary, we always start with your story, not your credit score, not your income. That's probably just what I'm gonna have you say to start out with. All right. You're gonna be looking right at the lens. We always start with your story, not your credit score, not your income.
We always start with your story, not your credit score, and not your income.
Perfect. And not the interest rate.
Nor the interest rate.
I want to understand your goals, your family, and your lifestyle.
I want to understand your goals, your family, and your lifestyle.
What success looks like to you.
And what success looks like to you.
Then we build the mortgage around your life.
Then we'll build the mortgage around you.
Not your life around the mortgage.
Not your life. Let's go repeat that.
Yep.
I forgot how one. So.
Then we build the mortgage around. Then we build the mortgage around your life.
Then we build the mortgage around your life.
Not your life around the mortgage.
Not your life around the mortgage.
Perfect. And then we got potential call to action. If you're thinking about buying or refinancing a home, start with your story, not the mortgage. I don't feel like that's necessary. Yep.
Do you think for the training you should tell him, make sure you got the script, but you will tell him, his name's freaking out.
Nah, cause like I'm showing them this in real time, like that we got this.
So should I just not be adjusting this here at all? Yeah, just don't mess with that. Gosh.
That's the, because in the podcast room, that's the same thing it does. It doesn't ever happen.
That's super weird.
You have to click connect until it doesn't.
That's very so.
All right, next one, before we talk about mortgages. So, all right, talking point here. We've now completed the first video, so I cut the feed so that when the editor goes back to the editing table, they can see how many videos they're supposed to be based off how many video clips they have. So very important just to clip right after each video. All right, so this one's a little bit shorter. Before we talk about mortgages, so your first line is, most people think we'll start with your loan programs. We don't.
Repeat that to me one more time.
Yep, most people think we'll start with your loan programs. We don't.
Most people think we'll start with your loan programs. We don't.
We start with what you're trying to accomplish.
We'll start with what you're trying to accomplish.
The mortgage comes later.
The mortgage will come later.
The goal comes first.
The goal always comes first.
Beautiful. And let's do a call to action on this one. If you're facing a real estate decision, let's start with the goal before we talk about financing.
If you're facing a real estate decision, let's talk about the goal before we address financing.
Beautiful. All right. So we cut the feed. Feeling good, Paul?
Yeah.
All right. Working through that. Man, you got a big stack today, bro.
Short and short. There's 18 of them, but they're very short.
All right. All right, next one. Qualifying versus affording. A bank loan can tell you what you qualify for.
A bank can tell you what you qualify for.
Only you can decide what feels comfortable.
Only you can decide what feels comfortable.
I usually start by asking, what are you paying today?
What are you paying today?
That's where the real conversation begins.
And that is where the real conversation begins.
All right, and the call to action, if you're wondering what you can comfortably, I cannot talk today. If you're wondering what you can comfortably afford, that's a conversation worth having. If you're wondering what you can,
If you're wondering what you can afford, that's a conversation worth having.
Give that to me one more time.
If that's, read it to me.
Yep. If you're wondering what you can comfortably afford, that's a conversation worth having.
If you're wondering what you can comfortably afford, that's a conversation worth us having.
Beautiful. All right, cut that. On to the next one. So this is slow is smooth, smooth is fast.
You got a seal saying.
I never heard that.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Right up front.
All right, first line is rushing feels productive. It usually creates problems.
Rushing, while it feels productive, it usually creates problems.
We invest time up front,
We invest time up front.
so the rest of the journey feels easier.
So the rest of the journey feels easier.
Now, slow is smooth, smooth is fast.
As they say, slow is smooth and smooth is fast.
Beautiful. All right. So you guys see how quick this can be and how seamless? Like we don't have to worry about redoing a bunch of takes because you're literally just feeding the client the line. How does this work for you?
So much better than teleprompter and me just going off script
Yeah.
on topics, yeah. And I don't think when they come back, I'm definitely not reading.
Yeah. Now, and teleprompting's like a skill. Like you see these news reporters, they're doing this literally every single day. Like there's a pattern to being able to read off a teleprompter. All right, so this next one is looking beyond the mortgage. So the first line, a mortgage is only one decision. We also have to talk about savings.
A mortgage is only one decision. We also need to talk about savings.
Emergency funds and retirement.
Emergency funds and retirement.
Long-term goals,
Long-term goals.
because the bigger picture matters.
Because the bigger picture is what matters.
All right, and the call to action, when you're making a big financial decision, don't look at the mortgage by itself.
When you're making a large financial decision, don't look at the mortgage by itself.
Boom. Actually, I want a different call to action on this.
Okay.
Let's do, for more mortgage tips, be sure to follow us.
Okay. For more mortgage tips, be sure to follow us.
Boom. Took that page out of you. he constantly tells me I need to do stuff like that in the
Well,
videos.
I never asked them to follow me.
Yep, we gotta start doing a little bit more of that. All right, this one's home ownership is part of the plan. So the first line's, a home can build wealth,
A home can build wealth,
but only when it fits your overall plan.
but only when it also fits your overall plan. But only when it fits your overall plan.
Yep. I call it the wheel of wealth.
I call this the wheel of wealth.
A home is part of the journey,
A home is part of the journey,
not the entire journey.
not the entire journey.
If you want more information like this, be sure to follow us.
If you want more information like this, be sure to follow us.
Boom. All right. All right, this one is what it's like to work with us. All right. People won't remember every document.
People will not remember every document.
They'll remember how they felt.
They'll remember how they felt.
Our goal is confidence
Our goal is confidence
from the first conversation
from the very first conversation
to the closing table.
to the closing table.
Let's do call to action with this. If you're looking, I want something to the effect of like, if you're looking to have a good relationship, that ain't right.
Let's build a good relationship.
Yeah, if,
Call us if you're looking.
nah, I want it to feel more natural, but people don't remember a document, they'll remember how they felt. If you want to feel good about the home buying process, let's have a conversation.
Let's change the If you want to have a great experience with the home buying process, let's have a conversation.
Boom. All right, so another thing to point out there, you see how on the fly, we're coming up with stuff in real time. Like he has a script, but it's your job as the videographer and producer to pull out the right stuff that's gonna convert on social media. So not every video do we wanna have a call to action, but we wanna be driving something in some of these because the second you throw a call to action on it, it now becomes a sales piece of content versus a value-driven piece of content. So I'm trying to go about every other one where we have a call to action and some where we don't. All right, so the next one is communication is part of the product. So you say, I had coffee with a realtor recently.
I had coffee with a realtor recently,
I asked, what causes transactions to go sideways?
and I asked him what causes transactions to go sideways.
Give that to me one more time.
And I asked him what causes transactions to go sideways.
Communication, he said.
His answer, communication.
Then he smiled.
Then he smiled.
You over communicate.
You over communicate.
Now I'll take that as a compliment.
Now I'll take that as a compliment.
Communication is part of the product.
Communication is part of the product.
Boom. Because and because that kind of feels like a testimonial, I don't even want to have a call to action beyond that. Another thing to note, you guys notice how I'm feeding him the lines? I'm not reading it robotically. I'm saying it in the tone and the vibe that I want him to give back to me. So if you read a line back to a client, it's preventing them. And they're probably gonna automatically opt to reading it back like a robot. I'm putting inflections on certain words and places that I want him to so that it drives the point home even more. All right, so this one is the things you don't see coming. So first line, experience isn't just solving problems.
Experience isn't just solving problems.
It's preventing them.
It's preventing them.
Sometimes it's sometimes it's one more question.
Sometimes it's just one more question.
Sometimes it's catching something early.
Sometimes it's catching something early.
Or our best work often goes unnoticed.
Our best work actually goes unnoticed.
Boom. All right, that's one that I didn't feel needed a strong call to action. Why great service is never an accident. This one probably will do a call to action. All right, so first line, great service doesn't happen by accident.
Great service does not happen by accident.
It happens when everyone uses their strengths.
It happens when everyone uses their strengths.
The client experiences one seamless team.
The client experience is that with one seamless team.
That's our goal.
That's our goal.
If you're looking for a seamless transaction with your real estate, give us a call.
If you're looking for a seamless real estate transaction, give us a call.
Beautiful. See, he cleaned that up better than what I said. Collaboration, communication.
Synergy.
That's it. All right, next one is protecting our realtor partner's reputation. Oh, I like that title. A referral represents years of trust.
A referral represents years of trust.
I will never forget that.
I will never ever forget that.
My job is protecting that relationship.
My job is to always protect that relationship.
When the client wins,
When the client wins,
everybody wins.
everybody wins.
Boom. That speaks more to your character, so I don't want to call to action on something like that. Yeah, blasting through them. All right, next one is let's start with a conversation. You don't need all the answers.
You don't need all the answers.
Sometimes the best meeting ends with clarity,
Sometimes the best meeting ends with clarity,
not an application.
not an application.
Let's think through it together.
Let's think through it together.
Yep, so that is a call to action right there. Yep. Which, again, you need that. So we talk about 80% of the content that you put out on your social needs to be value driven, the other 20% is sales. So you want to have a mix of things where we're specifically asking people for the business and some that are just giving them education. All right, next one. Controversial topic. AI can't ask the right questions. All right. First line, technology gives answers,
Technology gives answers,
but advisors ask questions.
but advisors, we ask questions.
Every client has a different story.
Every client has a different story.
Same numbers,
Same numbers,
different lives.
different lives.
Good decisions don't start with answers.
Good decisions don't start with answers.
They start with the right
They
questions.
start with the right questions.
Beautiful. All right. Sometimes the best advice is not yet. Ooh, it's getting spicy. All right. A couple came into money they weren't expecting.
A couple came into money they weren't expecting.
They wanted to buy immediately.
They wanted to buy right away.
We had different conversation.
We had a different conversation.
Pay down the debt,
Pay down the debt,
build up your savings,
build up their savings,
invest some of it.
and invest some of it.
They brought later with confidence.
They ended up buying later with confidence.
Sometimes the best advice isn't yes,
Sometimes the best advice is not yes,
it's not yet.
it is not yet.
That may be my favorite one out of this whole pile so far. That's a really good one. All right, it's more than a mortgage. The mortgage is one decision,
The mortgage is one decision,
not the destination.
not the destination.
It's a tool,
It's a tool,
not the goal.
not the goal.
My job is helping people make the right decision.
My job is to help people make the right decision.
Now, if you're making an important financial decision, don't focus on just one piece of the puzzle.
Now, if you're making an important financial decision or any decision, don't focus on just one piece of the puzzle.
Ooh, you see my man ad-libbing now, putting a little flavor on it. I see you. All right, next one. Cookie cutter advice does not work. I've never met an average client.
I've never met an average client.
So I don't believe in average advice.
So I don't believe in average advice.
Every story is different.
Everybody has a different story.
So every recommendation should be different.
So every recommendation should be different.
If you want to be treated as an individual, give our team a call today.
If you want to be treated as a true individual, give our team a call today.
Boom. So you see how some of the scripts can like natively draw you to a call to action? Like those are the things I'm looking at as I'm reading. And I'm seeing these for the first time as you guys are seeing this. Like I wasn't prepped with any of this. All right, next one is sometimes slowing down is the fastest way forward. Sometimes my job is slowing the conversation down.
Sometimes my job is to slow the conversation down.
One more question.
One more question.
One more option.
One more option.
One better decision.
One better decision.
I'm not delaying the decision.
I'm not delaying the decision.
I'm improving it.
I'm improving it.
The right decision matters more than the fast one.
The right decision matters more than the fast one.
Boom. All right, then our last one. What's your time counter say on there?
What we've been running for you?
Yeah.
12 minutes.
12 minutes to get through 18 videos. All right, see how easy it is when you're just feeding somebody the lines and can walk them through this? It makes the process way easier. All right, last one. It's never just about the house.
No, that's not what I'm supposed to.
No, that is the line too.
It's never just about the house.
It's about family,
It's about family,
security,
security,
opportunity,
opportunity,
memories.
memories.
Now in the end,
And now in the end,
it's always about the people.
it is always about the people.
Ooh, gave me chills on that one. That's it.
Do we have enough call to actions in there?
I think we do. So the 20% piece, and also too, when you're talking to, I'm sorry, what's your girl's name? Ashley?
Linda?
No. Who's your social media?
Amanda,
Amanda. I knew it started with an A.
my processor.
She can also put call to actions in the captions when she posts it.
Yes.
So not all of your stuff do you want the call to action to be in the video. Sometimes you want to throw the call to action in the caption. All right.
Alright, so my thought now we have some extra time.
Yeah.
is let's just throw out some topics and I'll just rant, talk, and hopefully y'all can find some pieces to.
For sure. So do you have any topics at the top or you want me to?
Well, yes and no. I'm always open to what you think is good. I do think we want to maybe focus on, and if you notice, we did not use any product specifics here.
Mhm.
So I'm trying to get a little bit different, I guess, from what everybody else is doing for our conversation.
Yep.
So let's talk a little about maybe relationships with realtors, why people want to start.
Yeah.
So people are looking for a mortgage and they're really looking for a few things. Three things most importantly. One is, can they trust me? And the next one is, do they understand me? Do I understand what they're trying to do, what their goals are? And the third one is, what are they gonna feel like years from now? And there's no greater feeling that I get than when I get a call where I'm making calls, I'm staying in touch with my past clients, and they said, man, I'm so glad I worked with you. We really made the right decision. Sometimes I'm glad we didn't stretch our budget like we had wanted to or that other person had advised. So that kind of leads into a lot of the conversations I have. I want to look at the holistic financial picture of folks, and we have what we call the wheel of wealth. And part of that is definitely real estate. Real estate is probably one of the best investments you can have. It appreciates well, and you're leveraging Hey Paul's money. But it's also important to make sure that you do things like have an emergency fund. As a matter of fact, I'd probably rather see that there before you get into the house or a mortgage or buy another property, because life happens. And we don't need to add financial stress to you when you've got other physical stress, you can't work. So we'll want to go through some of the folks, especially new out there, and some of the ones that have been out for a while who have a house and have done well with that, and maybe well with some of the investments, but we just need to sit down and look at the budget.
So Todd, I want you to throw into what should, like when you talk about the emergency fund and a nest egg, what's your recommendation for how many months they need saved up?
Great question about how much does somebody have for reserves. And we used to throw out numbers out there of, $25,000 or whatever. What I like to do is to have them go through what their minimum payments are to survive. I'm not necessarily a fan of paying minimum payments on a credit card, but if it's a temporary thing, that's great. And then have somewhere between 4 and 6 months of that into your reserve account.
Beautiful.
And something else we talk about in the Wheel of Wealth is investing. I don't think most of us, we're not brain surgeons, and we shouldn't be day traders either. And sometimes we get caught up in trying to watch the market too much. So the recommendations typically is to save 20% of your gross income on a monthly basis. Now some of that's going to go into the retirement account. That's great because of the tax benefits. But the other part is don't get it too fancy and try to get the latest crypto, and then you get all upset the day after it loses all this money, and then happy the next day when it wins, and then back and forth and yo-yo. Go invest in probably some index funds. That, typically, I believe the S&P 500 has a pretty amazing return compared to other investments you have out there. But if you really want to invest in individual stocks, think about things that you use and you understand the business models. Some of those companies out there aren't profitable, and I bet you can't figure out the business models. So if you shop at Costco, that's a great one. You use UPS, that's great. So think about things that you understand and do, and maybe put a little bit of those funds there.
Can you talk specifically in terms of, I know you're not a financial advisor, so you let me know legalities at how much you can say. Is there somewhere you can recommend for people when you're, like, let's say you're 5 years out from buying a house? Where would you recommend for people to put their money to grow the most?
Wow, I love that question because I don't usually have the opportunity to speak to people 5 years before they're going to buy a house. I'm lucky to have 6 months as opposed to 6 hours. But I think I would take that same approach. 5 years is a fairly long time. It's not retirement time, but I would put it in probably something fairly safe that gets a great return. So something like the QQQ or the S&P 500, while I'm not a financial advisor, they will have pretty good returns over that 5-year period, and you're not stressed out because you lost money and not able to buy a house.
Love that answer. That's actually what I would say too. Nah, those are good.
Watch out for my job, right?
Trust me, I'm not coming after the mortgage business. You got that.
Well, here's what we go. Oftentimes I get calls from somebody and they really don't know what to ask me. It's not like when you go to the doctor and I have a pain in my stomach. And if you have pain in my stomach, I'm not going to ask how much is that surgery is the first question. But they don't know what to ask a mortgage lender. They typically don't say I want to buy a house, and that happens sometimes. They just ask what's your rate. And honestly, I can't really give you that information until we find out more and understand what your goals are. Right, the ultimate goal is not that mortgage rate, is to get you in the house or in the investment that makes the most sense for you. I've never ever had somebody, past time I've spoken to, that called me or spoke to a few years later, man, Paul, wish I'd saved a few $100s in closing costs. That's not the answer I get. I'm like, wow, you really made the process easy. You really made the right recommendation. My life has changed because we were able to get our debts under control and get a new house. So that's what I love to hear. And honestly, folks just don't know how to start the conversation.
Beautiful. This next one, just so you know, I got this question I'm gonna ask you, but I want my voice in the edit, like asking them this on the outside. So I read an article, so I'm gonna talk way louder so y'all can pick it up. I read an article that the average age of a first-time home buyer now is 41. So from your perspective, those are national stats. From your perspective, why are you seeing so many people now being able to accomplish home ownership at such a much later age?
Well, you and I apparently are reading the same articles. And I have seen that, but remember, that's the average. I've got clients who are buying houses at 2021, but I would say, and I have a lot of folks, especially young couples in their 30s, but that number really did not surprise me. I think affordability is the real question here. And sometimes it's not knowing where to start or how to start. So having that conversation early is important. Now, some of the obstacles that we are seeing is student debt. We're seeing rents really high and people not having the ability to save to get to that closing, to have those emergency funds that we think are important. So even though you may be in your 20s or 30s and think you can't buy a house till you're 41 is the average, probably worth your while to sit down with somebody like me and see if that's really the case and if we can get you there faster, because you know what? There's no better hedge on inflation than buying a house. Paying rent, you're not gaining any equity. And you know what? It might not be your first house, it might be your last house, your forever house, but maybe a stepping stone.
Beautiful. That's money, man.
But
We got to pack up. No. We'll chop that up. But nah, that question I think is a prevalent thing.
I think we need to talk about realtor relationships a little bit because
Okay.
that's one of my target audiences, right?
Yep.
So I value those relationships with the financial professionals and the realtors who refer me, and I'll refer back to them. But as for realtors go, they typically have more business to send my way than mine back. And I know part of my job, or my main job, is to protect them, because I'm a reflection on them. If they're referring me, I'm part of that team. I want to make sure that their client, their customer is being treated right, and that we're not dropping the ball. So many times I hear stories that I get calls from realtors that I work with, someone had used another lender and we're a week from closing, and the deal fell apart. Nothing worse. So that's part of the reason why we want to do proper due diligence up front. And I've had a realtor one time, it was really interesting, who told me, I don't really follow up so much with my clients because I know you're going to do that for me. Now, whether that's a good business model or not, I don't know, but that's a heck of a lot of trust that she has put into me.
Perfect. Love it. That's what I'm seeing with some stock footage to put in as B-roll.
Okay.
Nah, I think you nailed it, man.
Okay. Anything else? We good?
I think you're good, man.
All right. I think we had a good one. Can't
I
wait to see
think,
you.
yeah, I was gonna say, I think this is one of our
They just
bigger
get
sessions
better.
where, yeah, you're getting way more comfortable on camera and process is just getting easier. This one. Oh yeah. All right, guys. So that was a full studio shoot. Appreciate Paul Cantor for willing to be a guinea pig for that. Be on camera while we put those pieces together. So if you guys are looking for more tips on how to properly run your media firm, how to conduct interviews on the filming side, be sure to subscribe, follow us, because we're going to keep more information like this coming. All right. Boom.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Have a great weekend. Don't spend too much time on the golf course.
I'm gonna try not to. I'm playing tonight. That makes so.